Matthew Holt, how are we not talking about one of the single greatest health tech health crises of our time?
What could that possibly be?
I mean, how many more beloved TV characters does Peleton have to give a heart attack to before somebody steps in? I can't take it anymore.
I think the SEC is about to step in. Is that for the heart attacks or is that for all the stock sales by the CEO?
Causing a real heart attack, but for a whole different group of people. It's the January 26th episode of Health Tech Deals.
So Jessica, which TV shows were people who was dying? Which TV shows?
Oh my God, you cannot tell me you missed the Sex and the City reboot, and just like that, Mr. Big dies. He dies.
Mr. Big died?
Yeah, riding his Peleton breaks Carrie's heart. He's dead. Beloved character to wait in episode 1. And after like 20 years, we waited for a reboot. And then now there's a guy from Billions, and I don't watch Billions, but the guy from Billions has a heart attack. Peloton again is like, we had nothing to do with it. He didn't die. It was not a death-inducing heart attack. It was just a bad one.
Well, we'll see. There is actually a TV show I do watch called Shark Tank, and the lead character of that has not died from a Peleton thing, although he's invested in these sort of weird sports things. But Mark Cuban has set up his own drug company called the Mark Cuban European Cost Plus Market Double Dutch Drug Company. Is that what it's called? Something like that, which is going to sell generic drugs at the same rate that the cash price that you can get from GoodRx is. But some of the drugs he's going to make, get made in India and pass them on for like some of the extremely expensive stuff. So it's a great move. Sadly, they're not doing the drug that my daughter takes yet. But never mind. I wrote about it on Twitter and may write about it again.
I'm wondering if, like, at one point here, there comes like a little Mark Cuban pest dispenser to dispense some generic. I feel like that'd be a great gimmick. Like,
you put your cholesterol medication in there and it spits it out to your
mouth. Pastille? Why not? Come on.
I want to remind you, he did not do Pez and eBay. He did internet on the radio on the internet. No, he did the TV on the internet, but his character in Silicon Valley, Russ Hanneman, did radio on the internet in Silicon Valley. It's still my favorite scene where he goes, think about it, guys, ROI. I go, what? No, the scene where he's talking about that he was naked and hitting refresh where he made, he was worth $1 billion is something that Cuban definitely did. So anyway, that was
get your timer.
That was before he got all worthy.
This is enough chit chat here.
All right, timer. Here we go.
The death of Mr. Big.
I'm ready for the 2 minutes.
All right, you ready? And go. Infermedica, our beloved Polish-based symptom checker friends, they get $30 million. This brings their total up to $44 million. Matthew Holt, what you think?
Watch the interview with me. They're doing well. They're building the API thing, which is now starts off with symptom checking. It's now in the sort of visit preparation. They're going to build it into a bunch of EMRs. They're going to deal with Microsoft. They're going to deal with a bunch of systems here and a bunch of systems in Europe. Doing well. There's like about 12 of these chatbot symptom checker companies, and most of them are from Europe for reasons I don't understand, but there are, but a couple from here, one from Israel, K-pop Health. I have an interview with Peter Oshkowski, I can never pronounce his damn name, Polish name, and Tim Price's colleague up today on TCB.
All right. What about Wellster? They get a fresh $20 million, brings their total up to $60 million.
This is some kind of European telemedicine German femtech site. Apparently they had 1.5 million patients use it and does it up. It's kind of like the Hims and Hers, of Germany, and it does some mental health stuff. Interesting how that's going on in Europe.
Smart toilet seat maker Casana gets $30 million, brings their total up to 46. Smart toilets back.
Yeah, you can sit on this thing. It'll take your blood pressure, allegedly your blood oxygen level, and your heart rate. Why the hell do you want to know that in the middle of the crap? I don't know.
Speaking of symptom checkers, Babylon, 2 acquisitions, DaytoDay and Higi. Matthew Holt, what do you make of all of this?
Yeah, they invested in Higi's round, and Higi has put those kiosks in like the back of Safeway and some drugstores, and you can stick your arm in it. It'll do your blood pressure and allegedly take your weight. I mean, it's like without you're not sitting on the toilet. God knows why they're in that. I just don't understand it. DaytoDay is a coaching platform, which makes sense to go into there. technology plus medical group things. So I think DaytoDay is an interesting purchase. Stock way down like everybody else is. Maybe time for Babylon to go big or get bought.
All right, what about Atlas Health? They are the, and I quote from the press release. Quoting from the press release. Quote, the leader, I love when anything starts out like that, the leader in philanthropic medical financial aid. I'm not sure what that means. They've convinced somebody to give them $40 million in a Series A, brings their total up to 44.5.
So what they say they have, this is like the biggest indictment of American medical care in the history of medical care. What do they have? They have a database of 20,000 charity financial aid programs, mostly probably coming from drug companies or hospitals. So if you've gone to get a drug or gone to a hospital or whatever, and you can't afford to pay your bill, the hospital will tell you, okay, you owe us $1 gazillion, but over here, we found this program in the Atlas Health Atlas Navigator system, which will pay some of that bill and you only owe us a bit less. This is back in the seedy world of collections and being scummy, but they're helping out a little bit to basically get the hospitals and doctors paid more. So the client here is not the poor sap who owes the bill. It's but we can't pay it. It's the doctors and the hospitals and the health systems who are recovering a bit more than they would otherwise do. So yeah, and the venture capital folks have piled in hard because they're worthy charitable people as well. Yeah, only in America.
Is this a mischaracterization though? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's the patient not helped at all in this by not having the
it depends, right? Because there are still dozens of hospital systems, including ones all through the pandemic, who sue their patients, and garnish their wages and come after them.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll help, but I mean, in general, I doubt the financial programs are going to help enough. I mean, yeah, maybe help some people get something they wouldn't otherwise have got. But in general, it's for people who've already got the stuff. And what are we doing? We're going after them for more money, and it's not rich people they're going after, right? It's the hospitals like that guy, the one in Memphis that ProPublica exposed, that was suing its own, janitorial staff and garnishing their wages for $5 an hour for people who earn like $11 an hour. And Universal Healthcare who sued, ProPublica had them suing 10,000 patients who couldn't afford it. Anyway, it's not a good part of American healthcare. Maybe they're going to make it a little bit better, but we shall see how it works. maybe it's an improvement on what happens, and maybe people should find those programs more easily, but it's not where I would start running a company. Oh well.
Not where you would put your 40 million.
Well, I mean, the sad thing is it probably is a good deal, about 40 million, right? Because if they can get everybody in America to buy into its database and they keep up refreshing it, it's probably a pretty decent business once they've sold enough of it. It's probably worth paying, I don't know how much it's going to cost a hospital to buy in the database to hit their billing system and say, aha, you should ask the patient for money, but you can also ask this charity program for money. But, they're going to sell it for X dollars a seat, and eventually they'll make money because every hospital in America will buy it because it's essentially free money to them. Is it the best use of $40 million in the world? Possibly not.
Let's see.
Felicis Ventures, great point. Tribe Capital and a bunch of others think it's worth it. So good luck to them.
Okay.
Hope it does some good.
Okay. You're a little creepy with that light on your face right now.
Yeah, it's coming from one side. If I said it too lightly, it makes me really bright.
You're a little creepy right now.
Okay.
I want to wrap this up, yeah?
Yeah,
Anything else you want to add about the prescription drug cost plus world market show? Nothing else?
On the other hand, that is a good thing. That's somebody who's got a lot of money doing a really great thing, right? Which is, and don't worry, it's Civica RX, which is the Intermountain and a bunch of other providers trying to do the same thing. And because generic drug pricing, if anybody's followed my tweet thread on the cost of generic Concerta for ADHD medication for kids, is out of sight crazy.
You know who I predict? I was part of a predictions webinar, and I had to issue a prediction, and it was for the life sciences crowd. And my prediction was that Amazon gets into manufacturing generic drugs. Sounds the host of this, or the person who put on this predictions webinar, Paul Sims, had added to that he thinks that Teva would be a good acquisition target for them. But yeah, I think that, why not?
Tebow?
Teva, not Tebow.
What is it? Oh, Tebow. Was it Tebow? Like Tim Tebow, like the weird quarterback guy?
Oh, right, because I'm the one that's difficult to understand on this show. Apologies to all of you, including you. Can I get out of it now?
Well, I would say that Walmart, don't forget, already has got its $4 generics, but it's not that many. I mean, Cuban, I think, is going to go after everything.
Right.
Which is, and yeah, some
I
of those
think Amazon gets into
some of those expensive cancer.
They've got Pill Pack. They've got Whole Foods. They've got, I mean, why not?
There's a lot Amazon should and could be doing.
Delivery infrastructure built around Prime. Why not?
Cool. All right.
Now
we've given our own business ideas, good and bad. We should go.
If you have them, please send them on over to us. I am at Jess Tomasa on Twitter, and he is at Bolty And to never miss an episode of Health Tech Deals or any of the other great content from the blog, sign up on our email newsletter over there at thehealthcareblog.com. Ta-da! We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.